talking with Mickey Hazlitt. And now Mount Juliet wants a timeout. So apparently Lebanon showed Mount Juliet something that the Bears were not expecting, or the coaches not expecting. So Terry Hemantholer, the former Lebanon head coach, now the Mount Juliet defensive coordinator, will come out to talk to the defense. 5:01 to play in the first half. 7-0 Lebanon. The Blue Devils scoring on a 6-yard run by Juan A. Jennings in the first quarter. Lebanon trying to double that now before halftime. The ball at the 25 when we resume play. Hemantholer, former junior high coach at Mount Juliet. In fact, when he was at Mount Juliet Junior High in the late 70s, coached the Junior Bears to an undefeated season, the first undefeated season ever by a Mount Juliet team. And came to Lebanon at a time the program was really down, struggled through a pair of 1-9 seasons, and has since come back to Mount Juliet. This, I believe, his third year as an assistant at Mount Juliet. From the Mount Juliet 25, second down 7 for the Blue Devils. Brenly gives to the first man through. That's the fullback Rod Crutchfield. He's across to 20. Rains there for the stop. Third down and 2. The ball just inside the 20. Third and a short 2, maybe a long 1. 4:36 to play in the first half. Lebanon may be timing this just about right. If they do score on this trip, that wouldn't give Mount Juliet much chance to score before halftime. Mount Juliet has never scored against a Ron Marshall coached defense at Lebanon, and now flags fly. Maybe another delay of game. That'll be twice Lebanon has been hit with that penalty. Matter of fact, I believe Lebanon's been flagged about as many times in the first half alone as they were in all of last year. Of course, last year Lebanon chock full of seniors. This year a much more inexperienced team, so it'll take a while for the Blue Devils to get the timing down there. Brenly drops back over the middle for Hancock, who juggles it, holds on as a block, slips back inside and down at the 1, just short of the touchdown. With a touchdown saving tackle, number 19, Joey Reese. Hancock got one block at about the 15, cut back inside, and Reese made a score saving tackle at the 1. And they may mark it at the 2. And nonetheless, it'll be first and goal for the Blue Devils. We'll call it first and goal from the 2. Lebanon out of the I formation. Crutchfield straight ahead. Gets maybe a yard, and that's all. And as usual, Brad Rains in the middle of it for Mount Juliet. Mark it at the 1, so a pickup of 1, second and goal. 3:15 to play in the first half. Brenly keeps the right side, cuts back in, touchdown. .258 to play. In the first half, Lebanon on top 13-0. Jim Brenly with a 1-yard run. And now Usry to try for the point after. This time the holder is Clay Bueller. Good snap. Kick is up. And it's good. So 14-0 Blue Devils. With 2:58 to play in the first half. So Mountain Juliet will have to go to a hurry-up offense. Meantime, you can see those stands on the far side, the Lebanon stands, chock full, I'd say about 3/4 of it. Now, there is a section for the band. The band is left. They're gathering just beyond the end zone for halftime, and a few people are taking their seats for the moment. They'll be shooed away later. There you can see a fraction of the Lebanon crowd. In fact, so crowded over there, some have made their way over to the Mount Juliet stands. And, of course, hundreds more gathered around the fence that surrounds the field. Sonny Warmoth to kick. Back deep for Mount Juliet at his 9 is Tony Bradley. Kick is away. Caught at the 10 by Jason Beavers. And Beavers to the 25. Stop made by, among others, Willie Hearn. So mark it at the 25. 2:51 to play in the first half. Well, Jerry Flatt, his years as an assistant, and he's still running the offense now, even as the head coach. He always had a bag of tricks. Last year, we didn't see much of them. The Blue Devils, thanks to Eckler's booming kickoffs, had Mount Juliet buried deep in its own territory throughout the game. Might see some now. Lawrence, inside handoff. Not very far. With the tackle for Lebanon, Dwayne C. They read that one immediately. I believe that was Reese who got the ball, the fullback. It would have been the fullback, and I'm assuming Reese is in there. And they're going with the no-huddle offense. Ball at the 23. Second down and 13. Clock ticking. 2 minutes to play in the first half. This time the ball to the 25. Tony Bradley with a carry. And now a timeout by Mount Juliet. That'll leave the Bears with one timeout remaining as Brent Lawrence comes over to the sideline to talk with Jerry Flatt. I want to remind you, at halftime, we will have both bands, both the Lebanon Band and the Mount Juliet Band. The Lebanon Band directed so ably by Mr. Bob Taylor. Mount Juliet directed by Mr. Phil Waters. I want to remind you, the sponsors for this telecast: Liberty State Bank, Wilson Farmers Co-op, Chums, Save-A-Lot, First Bank and Trust, Fashion Boutique, and Tennessee Telephone. So once again, the first of 10 Lebanon Blue Devil games, hopefully more if the Blue Devils can make the playoffs. Also pleased to announce this year we'll be televising 3 Friendship Christian games on tape delay basis. We'll be having the contest against Trousdale County, Gordonsville, and at Watertown. Dropping back. Lawrence over the middle. Complete at the 37. Caught by the big tight end. I think that's Fouls who makes the catch. He's out to the 38-yard line. Took a host of Blue Devils to bring him down, including Warmoth. So first down, Mount Juliet. Clock is stopped. 1:33 to play. They'll move the chains for the first down. And now, is this a timeout? It's a Lebanon timeout. So Lebanon with its first timeout. Defensive coordinator Ron Marshall will come out. Of course, Lebanon during the Medley era with loads of offensive weapons, but really weapons almost unnecessary thanks to the defense that Ron Marshall has put together. Marshall, who was a teammate of Medley's at Gordonsville, was an assistant at Westmoreland prior to coming to Lebanon when Medley was hired 2 years ago. Marshall, formerly played at Middle Tennessee. .126 to play in the first half. Lebanon leading 14-0. Mount Juliet with one timeout remaining. This is a Lebanon timeout, so Mount Juliet getting a break here. Mount Juliet trying to get something on the board before halftime. Lawrence drops back. Tipped by Warmoth, but still caught by Faust. Stood up and knocked out of bounds. Marcus Stewart, the first one there. Also defending Brian Johnson. It looked like Warmoth he just missed tipping it if he didn't actually make contact, because the pass was still complete to Faust, but Warmoth just missing a tip that time. The ball at the 38. And for all that, a pickup of just half a yard. Inside 1 minute to play. Lawrence drops straight back. And somebody didn't turn the right way. It's an incomplete pass. Jason Wright in the general vicinity, who had broken a little bit too far further down. Also, Lawrence had Warmoth rushing toward him and decided to get rid of the ball for his own safety.